Hello and welcome to Courage to Overcome. On this podcast, I will be talking about emotionally destructive relationships from a Christian biblical perspective with a bit of psychology. My aim is to share what I've learned to help support and empower other people, most especially women, going through narcissistic behavior in their relationship. So if you're interested in hearing more, please subscribe or follow my podcast. So today I want to talk about, this is the second episode of how to overcome narcissistic tactics. And today, last episode was, I think, deflection. And today I want to talk about how to handle and deal with gaslighting in your relationship. So what is gaslighting? Well, according to Wikipedia, gaslighting is a form of manipulation that seeks to sow seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or members of a group, hoping to make targets question their own memory, perception, and sanity. Using persistent denial, misdirection, contradiction, and lying, it attempts to destabilize the target and delegitimize the target's belief. The term gaslighting was taken from a 1944 film by the same name about a woman whose husband manipulates her into believing that she's going insane. In the movie, the woman's possessions would go missing and her husband would tell her she removed them. However, she had no recollection of doing so. She would hear footsteps coming from upstairs and the gaslight dim and brighten, but her husband would claim it was her imagination. He continued to gaslight her as his plan was to have her declared insane and committed to an asylum. So gaslighting is a tactic that the narcissist and manipulative abusers use to cause you to question your sanity and reality. It's also used to break down your will to fight and resist. You're kind of left doubting and, questioning and wondering about your own perceptions of situations and circumstances. And the narcissist purposely denies things they have done and makes out like you are going crazy. And he does this so convincingly, you almost begin to believe that you're wrong and he's right. It starts off little by little, one small thing here, another there. You have a discussion with your partner. Excuse me. You have a discussion with your partner and, for example, you're having a discussion with your partner and you agree to spend Christmas with your family, and then it's all agreed and everything, and then sometime later you refer to that discussion, and then all of a sudden he has no recollection of that agreement, of that discussion. No, he didn't agree to that. No, that's not what he said. He never said that you will be spending Christmas at your parents' house. What he said was that, we will speak to them over Christmas, or that he would speak to them over Christmas, and we would, agree about certain other things. He's very sure about that because, it was that was the day that he was clearing out his, clothes in the closet. So he can remember that day very, very clearly. And it's so convincing and so persuasive, and then you're left feeling confused. Did I get it wrong? Maybe I misunderstood, it's just a really terrible, horrible tactic. Gaslighting is designed to break you down mentally to the point where you cannot trust your own judgment or reasoning. And when it's done frequently, you're always confused and you're always second guessing yourself. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Is he right? Am I going crazy? Gaslighting destroys your self-confidence and self-esteem. You're always thinking everything's your fault because you keep getting it wrong. So, as I mentioned in the previous episode of my podcast, God doesn't want us to be deceived. And the Bible says in the 1 Timothy 1, verse 7, "For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and of a sound mind." And the Bible also says that we have the mind of Christ. And the last time I checked the Bible, Jesus was very clear, very, very clear-headed. There was no confusion or second-guessing with him. He was very confident as to who he was and what he needed to do. And that's exactly how he expects us to be as well. This should be our mind, So, you need to stand on the word and pray and decree for yourself that you have a sound mind and that you have the mind of Christ. So another way to overcome this tactic, which I think is a good device, is to always record conversations with them on your phone. I mean, in the UK, it is permissible to record someone without their consent, just as long as you use it for your own personal use. I'm not sure about other countries, so you need to check that out for yourself. But that's another way that you can, just record it, and then you can go over the recording after a while when he says he denies anything, when he denies saying or agreeing to something, then you can always check the recording later on and just know that, okay, you're not going crazy. But, if you are unable to record or you just don't agree with it, then, you can take a notebook with you when you're having a discussion or meetings with them. He's probably going to ask you why you have a notebook. Or you can say that, well, you always seem to get it wrong all the time. So, you decided it would be a good idea to write down the important points, especially any mutual agreement, so there's no confusion. This might probably get him to rethink about any gaslighting, So you write down everything that is being said, most of the stuff that is being said, and to be really cheeky after your discussion, you can kind of like, if there was an agreement or something, you can, try and get him to sign it, Probably won't sign it because they never want to be accountable or responsible for anything. But he might, So if he does sign it, then at least if he tries to gaslight you, can get him to read what he said and signed. That's funny. Yeah. So that's those are a few ways of how you can overcome gaslighting in your relationship. I hope that helps anybody experiencing this horrible tactic in their relationship. And if anyone has any comments or suggestions or any other ideas on ways to overcome, I would appreciate it if you could just comment below if you want to. And I'll meet you again in the next episode. Stay blessed. Bye.